I'm going to show you guys a easy, cheap trick to get more tomatoes out of your plants. We raise heirloom tomatoes almost exclusively, and they are notoriously greedy for tomato yields. You'll have plenty of blooms, but a lot of times they won't blossom out into a tomato and they'll just fall off and die. So I'm going to show you a really quick, easy trick. It costs you about $6. Go to the dollar store, get you a cheap electric toothbrush. That's all you need. So tomato plants have all the sex organs that they need to pollinate inside of themselves. So they got a stigma and stoma, and the pollen is on the stomas, I believe. So when your tomatoes pollinate, it's not because a bee or an insect comes in and puts pollen in from another tomato. The vibration from their wings is what knocks the pollen loose off of the stomas, and that's what gives you a pollinating tomato plant. So late summer, if you get a garden out late and you got a lot of heat and humidity, this is not as effective, but it still works pretty good. But I'll show you what to do. It's real easy. Well, let's find a good one that everybody can see real good. This one back here. So you see, our blooms are just now starting to open up, and I haven't done anything to these. And you'll see I've already got a couple tomatoes going on down here, but on the back side, these blooms are not pollinating and they're dying out. They just pop right off. So you want to get them while they're still got some yellow on them. So just take your toothbrush, turn it on, go up down the back side of your, just like that, and just take it for just a couple of seconds per. And it seems silly, like I don't want my neighbors catching me doing this, but I'm telling you, this absolutely works. We done German pinks last year, and we put out late tomatoes, and we wasn't getting any tomatoes off of them, and it was really late in the growing season, and we went through and done this to them, and we couldn't keep the tomatoes up. We had so many. Here's another one right here. And all this is doing is just simulating the vibration off of the insect's wings. It's super easy to do. You'll see we got some blight on these. We come back from vacation and had a really bad bunch of rain, and it's kind of got away from us. Here's a good cluster here that. So we're going to treat the whole garden for blight in the next couple days, but I've never had to do it, so I might make a video on it and I might not. I don't want to put out bad information for you guys in your garden, because I know I'll be bad. See, look here, you can see this one right here didn't bloom out into a tomato and is dead. That's a whole, that could be a half-pound tomato off of this German pink that we'll never get to eat. That was kind of already gone. And you just have to go through and do it intermittently as you have new blooms pop up. But I'm telling you, this just absolutely does work, don't it, Lindsay?
Yep.
We put up tomato soup and we don't can. See, look, there's a tomato that never made it. There's a good cluster here. Just right there. See it, baby buzzing? I'm telling you, this absolutely works. It seems so silly, but you're talking about doubling your tomato yield if you do this. You gotta have the right heat and humidity. If it's really hot and nasty out and the humidity's up really bad, it doesn't work as good. So try to catch them early in the morning. We've been lucky we haven't had a bunch of humidity. We've had some, but it's not been terrible, and it feels really good out right now, so we figured tonight was a good night. Come out and do them. Sometimes you can actually see the pollen puff off of them. These are some prime examples of when to get them right here. That baby's really gonna take off. We'll come back out in a couple weeks and I'll show you all these tomatoes that we're gonna get out of these. I promise, about every one I touch will take. There's a big tomato down there that's doing just fine. Those have already took. So we'll hit this cluster up here and this will be a good plant. We'll show you guys how to do this tomato soup we do later in the year. When we post it on Facebook, everybody just goes crazy wanting some. So we're going to show you how to do that. Just a few seconds is all it takes. You can see just a little poop of pollen come out of that one. When you see that little poop of pollen come out, you know you might as well just get ready to eat that tomato. The neighbor's got the lawnmower going. It's been pretty hot, so I don't blame him. Put headlights on them if I could. We got our garden out pretty late this year. Trying to avoid all this early summer rain we get. It just seems like all it does is rain and rain and rain and rain, and we've lost a lot to rain the last few years. My garden sits kind of in a little ditch in the yard and doesn't drain water very well. You watch my little baby shake. Big sucker. These are all heirloom German pinks, and they are just notoriously stingy. I mean, you get really big, nice, beautiful, tasty tomatoes, but they are just greedy when it comes to numbers. So I figured this little trick out last year, and golly, it seemed like that's all we done forever was put up tomatoes. Light's already taking that little tomato out. But anyways, I'm not going to film myself doing 84 more tomato plants, but that's about all you need to know to make that work. But check it out, see what you think about it, and I promise you'll like it.